Hello, everybody. We are Rational Radio, and this is Old for Gold. We are inside the tomb of Ichaka, fighting a resurrected zombie goblin lich, who was the first of the Sorcerer of Bones. He commanded his armies when they sacked the ancient orcish city of of Maka. Where these guys are from. They are out on assignment looking for this hammer that is now clenched in the zombie's fist for the elf woman who is cowering in a corner as the zombie lich cackles right in Jalal's face. We're just gonna kind of jump on in here because we are, kind of in the middle of an action sequence.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys are in the back of this tomb, as you can see on the screen here, and the zombie lich is standing on the tomb itself, or the coffin itself. Jalal, you're right in front of it. Arlen and Surtuk, you are a little bit further on in the main room above, but you all can see the zombie lich. He cackles menacingly after grabbing his head and turning it back over, which now it's upside down on the stump of his neck. And he kind of shimmers in a purplish ethereal energy that flows throughout the entirety of the tomb. In a raspy, infernal voice, he says, "You have awoken me for the last time."
Well, we've only awoken you once, so it's pretty good so far, then.
I mean, if he doesn't go back to sleep, then I guess it would be his last time.
Right.
Regardless of whether it's the first time we've woken him or not.
Yes.
You should probably, punch him again. Or, well, I guess, you're a friendly zombie lich goblin. I mean, not so much, right?
He hisses, and ethereal blades of the purple energy begin spinning through the tomb.
Oh,
I'm gonna take that as a no.
That seems like, yes, a definite no.
And if he was, maybe, punching him immediately as he woke up was probably not the plan.
Well, you can't just scream, "Oh, you haven't woken me," and then, call a hammer to your hand, and I'm not gonna not punch it,
It was, some bit of it that's on him, right? I mean, he, brought him with the hammer.
Right.
Anyway, this is gonna probably, he's aiming down at the lich with an arrow, more or less, trying to make sure that he's not about to murk a fool.
Yep.
But he's not gonna shoot him until he does start doing more violent, I guess.
Okay, all right. What do you would like to do, Jalal? You're kind of standing here.
I would like to
in his
headbutt
face. Okay. Act in a dangerous situation.
Defy danger?
Defy danger. Yes, that's it.
An 8.
An 8. All right. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. All right. So you can either miss with the headbutt and fall in front of him after kind of letting go of the hammer, or you can successfully take the headbutt and he is going to deal his damage against you as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can deal damage to me.
All right.
I will, of course, look him right in the eye and say, "I'm gonna hit you like I hit trash cans. Very hard. Very quickly." And then I'm going to fake a punch and then into his now jaw, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. The top of his jaw. You're gonna spin his head back around. All right. Yeah, roll me your class damage.
Do I have to hack and slash?
Oh yes, yeah. Please hack and slash. Yep.
8.
All right.
Make it against me?
Yep. So he is going to take 2 attacks against you there.
Oh, good.
Because you took the defy danger and then act, and then you got an 8, and so he's going to deal his damage again to you. So go ahead and deal your damage first.
So D10. I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
My once per day. Did I use that earlier?
We're just gonna say no. No, you're good.
Okay. 9.
9. That's a good hit.
It'll be 3d4.
Okay.
7.
Ooh. So you hit him with a mighty blow, and it does spin his head twice around. But as you do that, he turns his hand in ethereal cloud and shoves it into your chest, and then makes it solid again and rips it out. This attack ignores armor.
Oh, okay. That's not great.
I think you can shoot your bow now.
Help! Help me!
I think we might. Well, we'll see here, but we might be running.
Wow, roll 20 is taking a little bit. Come on.
Broke it. You broke it.
Come on, buddy.
It's dead.
Come on. Okay, you take 11 damage from that one. And 6 damage from that one for a total of 17. There is a gaping hole in your chest now. And the lich's hand is covered in blood.
Help! Help me!
That seems bad.
Would you guys like to act? The air is full of spinning blades, as this guy has reach. So you will be also acting under, not under pressure. Why do I keep trying to say that?
It's Monster of the Week's version of the same move.
Right,
Yeah.
defy danger. There we go. Yep.
So for me to get to Jalal, I would need to do some dodging and shit.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
As there's these purple blades of this energy spinning through the air.
Well, wish me luck. And he kind of
Thumbs up.
stumbles and tries to dodge forward through the blades.
All right.
And he is going to place his hand. Well, not quite yet. Let's
Yep.
see if I die first.
That may be the case.
That'd be a shitty death.
Would be not a great death. He's using his intelligence to try and
Sure. Yeah.
determine where
Time
this is
it.
gonna be at.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Time
Exactly.
time to run.
So that's a +3. So 11.
All right, so you are successful at dodging your way through these blades. You reach Jalal, who is still clinging to the hammer right in front of the lich.
He puts his hand on his back, right about where
Gaping
Barry
hole now
Bones.
is.
that's
Right.
the hole through him. And he's going to cast Cure Moderate Wounds.
Moderate wounds.
That's right.
This is not a
Moving on.
moderate wound, I will
I
tell you.
mean,
17 out of 11. Well, you're almost dead, right?
I have 3
Oh, yeah.
HP.
Right.
I'm
okay,
saying
so-
I need
so
to
moderate
cure
wounds
all
is good.
wounds.
Oh yeah, I don't have that one.
let me just pick that up real
I
quick.
need
Yeah,
to
You're
right.
gonna have
cure-
to be okay with what I've got. Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna
12
have to
plus
cast that
2?
spell, correct?
That's I'm doing the.
Oh, okay.
That's
Cast
easier
a
one,
spell.
I believe.
So 14 to cast a spell.
All right. You are successful. Your hand glows energy. Go ahead and heal your buddy there.
Please Christ, heal your buddy there.
Heal your buddy there. 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 5 is 11.
Gain 11 points of
We
health.
take those. We take those. Thank you.
There is a strange cackle in the air, and the lich says, "A practitioner of Naravasar."
Well, I was told not to talk to ancient dead spirits.
Perfect.
It's not.
Would you
Never
like to
trust me.
act now, Sir Took?
Yeah, he'll go ahead and let loose an arrow. I think roll around and miss some
right.
blades as he lines up a shot.
Go ahead and roll me that defy danger.
Okay.
Ooh, 10. Well done. All right, you successfully defy the danger. Go ahead and make me a volley shot.
Man, I almost want to just start like parlaying with this fool. Ooh, shit! All right.
14. Yeah, you
It's a
just
solid
peg him.
shot in there. Oh fuck! I meant to ask about this before I attacked. I thought that I did. Did I still have magic weapon I thought I had it from the last encounter that we were dealing with, but I might not have.
Yeah, I
You
think
used
so.
it during the last encounter. How long
I
does it
hadn't
last?
it's until you dissipate, but it gives you a -1 ongoing from what I think anyway.
Okay.
Let me make sure that that's actually the case.
Then you
before
would still have it. Also, you do have Sandy. She is here.
Yeah, so she'll add damage as well, essentially
cool.
here. And that is, yeah, she's, I guess, rolling and bounding along with me. Yeah, until dismissed, it says.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. You still have it then.
Okay, cool.
You roll your
But
class
that's also
damage.
a -1 ongoing on any
Yeah.
spells in the future, should I cast while that's
All right.
happening. My damages. That sucks.
All right. Does Sandy add damage?
Yep, and the D4 for magic weapon. That's just a bunch of
Yeah,
garbage
that's
there.
not
I believe
good.
it's 2 from Sandy. Let me double check, but
Okay. That
is correct.
all right. So 1 damage gets through. Just a little bit of the bones are tugged away by Sandy, your lizard pet. But your arrow it fires wide. It does not hit.
Not useful.
All right. So we'll go back to Jalal. Your chest kind of goes pop, and some of the ribs grind as they realign, and some of the skin grows over, but you still have a pretty good sized wound in your sternum right now.
Well, at this point, he does not really care.
Right, I figured.
His face is now adjusting to that of an elven look. And he is growling, and he's going to... So I still have the hammer, right?
You are still holding onto the hammer with the lich, yes.
I want to swing the hammer at it.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and make me a defy danger as the lich tries to stop.
9.
All right, same choice. You can take the damage and make your attack, or miss your attack and then miss the damage coming at you from the lich. That will also mean you might take damage when you attack.
I might take 2.
Right.
John wouldn't want that, but Jalal is not exactly him, so I'll accept that.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Go ahead and roll me your to hit. Deal your
10.
hack and slash.
Ooh, that's
All right. You can add D6 and expose yourself to the enemy's attack.
I don't have a lot of health right now,
No, you don't.
but I might be able to hurt it enough to where it doesn't become a problem if I get an additional D6.
That is a line of thinking.
Uh,
I'm going to have you drawing up a new character.
I mean, you will be dead. He
All
might
right,
die
that's
too,
fine.
but you will be dead.
All right.
Your call.
I will avoid the attack that one.
All right.
first.
You both deal your damage to each other.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me your class damage, and I will be dealing my 10 plus 3 to you.
So now I have Scent of Blood, which adds an additional, so this will be 4d4.
All right.
So an additional 9.
All
So
right.
16
Let's,
damage.
16 in total.
And I take 9.
Yeah.
There is a deafening hiss as you shove your fist through his chest cavity. He again, with an ethereal grip, shreds down your arm and just exposing the sinew and bone beneath. But you're able to twist his grip and swing the hammer against his skull and shatter it into pieces. It slams against the other wall, and the ethereal blades dissipate into the air. The tomb grows quiet, except for the
Can we
sound
just
of...
have like one combat where you're not almost dead when we're done.
Jalal would like to go over to where the body is and start beating it with the hammer.
Okay.
Your face is all weird again. You see it? See? And he points at him for Arlen.
Oh.
Look how weird he's like all ears and he's doing the elf thing again. I mean, yeah, also
Don't
punching
like
a
this.
corpse.
Yeah,
All you hear is...
I think
I guess he started punching a corpse, to be fair, right? Like it was like a dead thing that got up, so
Arlen is
As he's
taking a
just
step
boom,
backward.
boom.
I'm gonna keep my distance until he figures out what's going on.
Hey, Jalal. Just kind of like, yeah, from probably as far away as he shot last still. Like, how you doing, buddy? Hello.
Just Kylo running in the corner.
It's like, let that, work its way out,
he kind of looks like a child having a tantrum. He's like he's got the body by a leg and he's like swinging it back and forth.
It doesn't stay together. It turns into separate bones almost immediately upon the breakage of the spell. So you're just kind of swinging a shin bone around right now.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to break it over my knee.
All right.
And then Jalal will pass out from his wounds.
Okay. All right. Jalal falls over.
They look quite painful. Shin bones are very hard.
How long should I let him stay unconscious before I wake him up?
Sertek's
You
gonna like approach quickly and try and keep an eye on his face, like see if he is going back as soon as he gets unconscious, or
I believe that's how it works, right? Right, Jalal? Is like once you're
Yeah.
unconscious, yeah, you go back to Jalal face.
It only kind of comes up when he's conscious.
Right. Okay.
see he's got the like normal like face again. I think we're good. He shrugs.
He like very like slowly like inches toward him, and then casts a spell.
Sertek like half readies an arrow.
12.
All right.
And does the cure moderate wounds. 8 plus 5 is 13 plus 5 is 18.
Nice.
And
You
he
are
like
a real healer.
he like touches like the ball of his foot, and then like very quickly like scampers across the room away from it.
Hides behind Serta. Did we win?
Yeah,
Oh.
you did the weird face thing again, and he like points at his face while he's saying it. Probably, like ears, and you got like more angular eyebrows.
He got really loud halfway through that. He started talking about some gibberish. I don't really know what he was talking about, but
What was halfway for you?
like he stuck his hand through my chest cavity. I don't really remember much after that.
Yeah, that was like pretty much halfway. He's like looking over at Arlen.
The last bit there seems to it kind of drug on for a bit.
Well, like, yeah.
I
Yes.
don't believe it. You actually did it. Taka runs up and grabs the hammer off the floor. It is still pulsating with a red light. You
That's
actually
probably-
did it.
What do you mean we actually did it?
Did you
course we
know? Wait. Did you not believe that we were going to be successful and let us in here?
Oh,
Assuming that we were going
I
to.
had my doubts. The
I'm not sure where those come from. Just like crosses the signs. Like it's all.
the more I get the gates was as has destroyed 2-3 parties trying to get here in my direction. You're the first one to make it through.
You didn't tell us that part.
No,
We signed on.
no, I didn't.
No, you did not.
I unfortunately I have tricked you. This is
Very unfortunate.
yes, and now I'm going to
Like half
leave
raises
you
his bow again.
in here alone.
Well, hold on.
and then go to release my master from his tower.
I'm pretty sure that that's
Good day.
actually not the case.
She snaps her fingers, and there is a pillar of flame that appears, and a overwhelming
Yes.
smell of sulfur, and she is gone. There is a rumbling sound at the entrance of the tomb.
That's
Hmm.
not a good rumble.
Maybe we should like try and run to that door before it closes.
I mean-
that's what that rumbling is.
Sertek's gonna kind of furrow his brow for a moment and then like nod and turn and like on his heel and sprint his dumbass as quick as possible toward the entrance.
Are there any gems in this coffin?
No, it's actually very simple.
What a loser.
Lame-o.
You guys sprint to the door and see that it is almost closed. There is about a foot gap there.
Okay, how is it like an attainable, closable gap? Are we
It's-
going to be able to do an Indiana Jones scene where we slide under? and, like-
Minneapolis, James.
Sorry,
yes.
of course.
If you guys roll me a defy danger, I'll let you
Oh
slip
my
through the
goodness.
gap.
Can I do something?
I was
I'm
gonna-
gonna try to assist. I would like to cast Animate Dead on a corpse near the door
Okay.
and try to have it hold the door open for us.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like that.
Good old Hodor.
10,
Okay.
which means I think I get a D4
Yep.
of thingies, which is 3 of them.
Nice.
Where is? Basically, I'm just gonna give him a shitload of strength and HP. That's the point, I guess.
Okay.
Just choose the HP one.
So this door is closing, and all of a sudden, one of the particularly meaty zombies lurches forward and shoves his head in the crack for the door. There is a clunk as it closes on his neck, but does not shut completely, leaving probably about a 3-inch gap that someone or all of you could pull the door back open with.
Could we get the zombie to help in some way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The one with his head stuck in the door.
I mean,
He will push on the other side.
I would like to do my signature move.
All right.
this is like what it's
Bend
built.
doors, lift
Bend
bars.
doors, lift
Big
this fucking
break.
gate.
Yeah. Gates and lift bars, right? No. Bend bars, lift
10.
gates. That makes
Nice.
way more
Bend,
sense.
bend bars.
You could break gates.
I can. I can.
I
Gates
can break
motel.
these gates.
It doesn't take very long.
Okay.
It doesn't take very long, and it doesn't take very
It doesn't take very long. All right, so you just grab this thing with one arm and just yank it off of its hinges. There is a sound of
Oh, I thought it was like
thunder.
turning down.
No, it was just a door. So I was just closing. The
Right.
zombie put his
That makes sense.
got his
And if
way
it
out.
would have
confused.
closed, it likely would have been latch shut.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking it was the like. Gotcha.
No,
Like a
no, no.
portcullis.
Yep. So yeah, you guys, you rip the door off of its hinges.
So it's just gonna like baseball slide under as he's like ripping the shit out of the door. I think. But,
All right. Yeah, you guys don't have to roll me a defy danger now.
okay.
Can I pick up the zombie and move him out with us?
Come on, Jerry.
He's kind of grafted onto the rest of the big blob that was the Morag.
Oh.
You served me well. And he puts his hand on his shoulder and then drops the spell.
I mean, I could have brought his head for you if you wanted.
No, sure.
Don't
That
understand why I would want that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could like talk to him like a puppet.
That sounds like fun.
actually.
So much fun.
Hang on. Do like one of those street caught.
Right.
things
If you put your hand through
and
his
say
neck
Punch and
and you
Judy
I
shows
mean,
or
you guys-
whatever.
You realize I'm sort of struggling with the morality of raising dead corpses and
Oh.
probably sticking my hand inside of it and playing it like Elmo is probably not in the cards for that whole thing.
well, I mean, every time you've done it, it's actually helped us a lot. So I'm starting to come around to it a little bit.
I mean, the difference is like sort of, semantic, right? I mean,
Right. What's the difference between like bringing a guy back to life and like killing him to death? Like it's really the same morality.
I was
Well,
saying
there's-
he's like
there's-
operating
there's
them
some
like
speech
puppets
about-
anyway, I think.
There's,
But
there's
like,
some speech about possession and spirits and taking away their ability to rest and all of that.
They're already
and-
dead. Who cares?
Well, they probably do.
So you guys heading out of the big
Yeah,
room?
we're
yeah,
talking
probably
and
as
walking
we're
soon.
like,
Alright.
walking our way back.
You guys walk out and see that one of the Hyatt lizards has been taken, and there are
Of course.
tracks leading to the south.
Oh, well, she only like teleported out here. That's kind of like speaks good to our like chances, right? And then he'll probably start making his way toward the.
Yeah, maybe if
highways.
we, she's probably thinks we're locked in there, and
Right.
she, may have to rest. And if we just go and go and go, we'll catch her.
Well, she couldn't even keep her mount alive last time, so she might be needing our help.
Well, she's not going to get it.
Well, I'm not saying we help her, but she might need help. And by
Oh.
help, I mean someone else can deal with her. I don't hit women.
Is that?
Nah, I'm joking. I'm gonna hit her.
I'm trying to figure out if I'm like sure that that's actually a fact that you said.
It's
I
not.
know that bouncer like knocked you out several times without you laying a hand on them, but like I'm not sure that that was like because you wished it. Or whatever.
Well, I think I don't want to
She
talk about
hurled
it.
me like a discus as well, but it goes like that sometimes. What we got like? I guess. What, just like follow after as quick as we can, I suppose. He's kind of like scratching his head.
Are the shoes still with us?
Yes, they are. One was killed
That's
though,
right.
and one of your clerics was killed when Sir Took pushed him in the way.
Yep, I remember that.
That's not how it went down. I rolled behind him. It was a little more passive.
He had plenty of time to duck.
That's true. Yes. Yes.
But shoving in front of that's aggressively bad. You can't do that.
That's a displacement of a human toward
Right.
danger. I simply displaced myself into
just,
into safety.
Walked away from the lever at the trolley
Right.
station or whatever.
My
Alright,
choice is non-choice.
You think you can track her like fast, sir?
I mean, I'm pretty good, but with Sandy's help here, I'm sure that I'll be able to handle it. And he will set about.
It's the lizard that he always
yeah.
forgets to bring with us.
He points
Who?
down to the mountain lion-sized lizard that has been his companion for a majority. Well, actually, left her at home. Mentioned doing that for one of our big journeys, but kind of forgot she existed a little bit.
A little bit, but it's okay.
been here.
She's here now.
I brought her with for this one on purpose.
I mean, she's not great when it comes to spike pits and
No, that's
no,
not her jam.
Not
And
her
she's
jam.
Hot
also
rooms.
frightening. That's that's her weakness or whatever.
she scares the normal people.
Yeah, a little bit. All right.
But so going
Yep.
about trying to hunt and track here, I believe.
Yep. Go ahead and roll that for me. Yep.
Boom. Let me
Nice.
double check what happens when she helps me track. I think she just adds her con.
Yeah, which doesn't matter because you already rolled over a 10.
Yeah.
There's
puts it
nothing.
up to a
Yeah.
12, so it doesn't do
Yep.
anything.
So you also choose one.
Choose one. I would like to gain a useful bit of information about my quarry.
All right. As you guys are following along her path, you follow it for almost half a day, and it is during the heat of the day, so you guys are going to be pretty exhausted and disgusting by the time the trail changes. You follow it to the Damthor Highway, which she has gotten onto, which means the trail is gone cold. On the way there, you see that she has abandoned her robes that she wore for most of the time that you've met her, as well as several strange bottles of what seem to be some kind of alchemical potion that she has been carrying with her for some time.
I'll collect those things up and put them in a bag.
Okay.
I can
I'll
figure out what these potions were doing, and maybe somebody can track her by pieces of hair or something in her clothes.
It might tell us what she's after or something if we
Or where
can't
she's
catch
at.
up with her too. Yeah.
Well, to me, it sounds like she's a real big fan of whoever is in that tower. I forget his name. I don't really get into the semantics of all this stuff, but
What the
it's-
turtle that you punched out.
No, not the turtle.
Different tower. So
Different tower. Same ideology.
Nazif, Sorcerer of Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nosgoth, the wizard of skin sales or something.
So yeah, you track her to the Damthur Highway, which is a pretty. It's one of the wonders of Paralandia. It is the remnant of a super highway called the Great Way that used to run all the way around the Meshan Empire. It is a highway, literally, as in it is a road that has been built up about 30 feet on average above the desert. It is made of gleaming white stone inlaid with gold metal. It has been mostly destroyed into ruin along most of the Meshan Desert, except for the Great Damthur Highway and the Damthur Domain. It is a complete highway for about 100 miles stretching along the eastern side, where an entire mini town has sprung up. There are shops and businesses and homes that have been built upon this highway, and many people who live here have never stepped foot onto the desert. They have spent their entire lives walking 20, 30, 40 feet above the dangers their entire lives, only subsisting on the travel and trade that people give to the highway itself from the outside world. She has climbed on to this extended city on a road that stretches all the way to the capital of Damthur. You have been on here before. When you visited Damthur, you had to have taken the Great Way.
We were going like 60 miles an hour on it.
Yeah.
Correct, and you were in a carriage, so you did
That's a
not
good point,
see
isn't it?
many of the sights that you're seeing now. But you are like beat up after your travel through the desert during the day. Yes.
Is it meant to be accessed from the ground level? I guess. Like, is there? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. That's how they get trade.
I assumed,
and
but I
things
just
like that.
yeah. It's like,
Yep.
okay, do we gotta climb?
Like, is it mount accessible too? Can our lizard?
Yes.
Okay.
Only in
High
certain
lizard.
areas that have
It's gotta
been
be compact lizards,
either
though.
like destroyed in such a way to make them easily accessible by large creatures, or things that have been built onto the highway or on the highway to allow large mounts up onto the road. Many parts of this place are so populated that they actually have like a lot system where you own a certain section of this highway that you can build upon, but you can't build any further past that point to allow the free passage of carriages and people.
So we're up here, and there is a city around us. Basically.
Yes,
There are
and-
shops. There are people.
Yep, absolutely. They are coming and going. And it looks like she has, gotten here maybe 5 or 6 hours before you guys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We're sort of at a crossroads. If you
Okay.
will, right?
Yeah.
We can either go south or north through the...
Correct.
Sandy has keen senses, and we got a robe of hers,
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Could she somehow maybe do some, like, I guess me try and do another hunt and
Yeah,
track,
that's
basically relying on her
exactly-
sniffing him out?
Yep, exactly what we'll do.
Awesome. All right. So yeah, he says, "Yeah, give me that," and he'll like grab the bag off of Arlen's hip. I have so much trouble bringing up your goddamn name. I know it. It just like my brain's like, no.
No.
Anyway, oof. That's a 7 with the
Okay.
help is a hold on. With the help only goes to a 9, so does not change.
No, okay, it does not change. But you still get to follow the creature's trail, yeah. So you don't learn anything new, but you follow her again, her smell, all the way south, for many miles until you reach a inn. You guys are exhausted now. There are exhaustion mechanics in this system. I'm bouncing between systems so
Oh,
much.
joy.
that-
I don't think there were, but we determined that it would be.
You could do
a-
weak or
Oh, that's
Right.
right. That's right. That's right.
sick or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
along those lines. Weak,
Actually,
sick, and shaky,
each of
maybe,
you
I don't know.
guys roll me a d6.
Oh no.
All right, Jalal, you are stunned.
Well, that's only a D4. Don't do that.
Wow. All right.
That's karma.
Sir took you sick after traveling all day through the desert. Like you're so sunburned that you're sick. What did you roll?
I rolled a 6.
All right, so you are scared or scarred. You are like
blistering.
your feet are
blistering.
blistered.
Wind burn
Yep.
and
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah,
man.
windburn. Yep.
probably super chapped lips. And shit.
Jalal, yeah, you're just so like just blasted by the elements. You're just kind of like,
Right. And he also sustained a whole bunch of damage.
That's
So
also-
Did
he's
that.
probably like
That's true.
slinked over the back of the high lizard.
Yep. So you guys track her to an inn that's located just a few miles north of Dam Thur, called the Bronze Flame.
Oh my god. Guys, I've not actually ever had Sandy track a person like in a city before. This is like a good job. And he's like patting her on the head and
What time is
We
it?
haven't found her yet,
have we?
but I mean like, well, okay, fine. But like we got a
that back.
lead and it was pretty I mean this so far is pretty anyway, like it's fine.
Can you get Sandy to track to like a bed or like a bar?
Yeah, actually I believe we found both. And he points at the what was it? I'm sorry, bronze.
Bronze Flame.
Jalal looks
Bronze
up.
flame.
It's
Yeah.
it's a large, almost an onion-shaped building with a flame on top, burning very
Nice.
brightly.
It's like a triple threat too, because this is probably where the lady that we're looking for went.
It looks hot in there.
I agree. Yeah, I hope it's not.
Like
Well,
one
it's
of
hot out
those.
here too, so I'm gonna have to assume that better in there than it is out here. He
Maybe they have a
slides
trough.
off the Hyatt lizard and smacks his lips a couple of times.
I think Sir took like the axe, just loudly throws up.
Good job, Sandy.
No, don't eat it. That's gross.
Stop, get off. Yeah.
Ew.
So you guys walk inside, and the building has been divided into two floors. This first floor is a large dining room with a hearth in the center, but instead of fire, it's large chunks of ice sitting in the hearth. That makes actually a pretty cool area.
Jalal will walk over and lay down next to the ice and put his face on it.
Yeah, there's a slight sizzle as you press your face against the ice.
And he just sits there going, "Oh, thank God."
There's
You'll get frostbite if you stay on.
That's fine. I'll take it. It doesn't matter.
there is a small desk behind which a clerk sits and in front of a great many keys. And on the other side of the room, there is a bar with a bartender. The clerk is a human and the bartender is a red orc. It's fairly busy in here as well, and they're serving customers and helping people. No one is really paying you guys any mind except for like, oh god, kind of glances every now and then.
Some
Right.
fucking dusty travelers. Oh man.
I want to break off a piece of the ice from the hearth.
I feel like that's bad practice. What if
And,
everyone did that? Jalal? Come on.
Shh, don't
There'd be no ice left.
Don't bring attention. Don't bring attention to it. And it'll break off. And
As you're over there like
he puts it on his face and he goes like on his hands and knees toward the bar.
Excuse
Not making a scene, I suppose.
Right, I'm not supposed to draw attention, but he's crawling through people to no, he
I
just said
crawl
pardon
below,
me to
like,
someone
legs
who's
and-
at
Yeah,
home.
under tables. People are like, what the
Excuse
fuck,
me.
man?
Sorry, pardon me. Coming through. I got somewhere to be.
Well, if you want to go get like something to drink or whatever, I might see about do we need a room or not? I guess I'm a little out of it at the moment. I'm pretty sure I will throw up whatever it is that is on offer here.
I suppose it depends on whether or not she's here.
Sure. Maybe we should just speak with the lady then, or the human here then.
No, I don't want milk.
It does not sound pleasant in this hot of conditions, honestly. I'm with you, Jalal. He just says quietly as he like walks over toward the
human clerk.
Innkeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clerk.
Yes. How can I help you?
Hello. My associate and excuse me, sorry about that. Bit of sun poisoning, nothing to worry about. Oh God.
You do look quite rough. Yes.
I'm tired. It's exhausting. It just saps the life out of you. But speaking of which, there's this lady we're looking for. She may have come through here with like a glowy hammer. He just kind of shrugs like.
Yes, there was a woman here, came through maybe about 5 hours. She didn't have a glowing hammer, but there was a large package. She rented a room.
Is she still here?
I believe so, though I am not keeping track of every person that comes and goes here. We're very busy, as you can see.
So, of course,
You know, it's not good health to travel during the day.
we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't need to.
What is your business with this woman?
Oh, well, that hammer, is, well...
By all
mean,
rights, it's ours.
Yeah, I guess. We were kind of, like, supposed to be securing it together, and she's kind of, like, absconded with it.
So, we would appreciate if you kept this as quiet as possible. And he slides 50 gold across the counter to him.
Oh, of course, absolutely. He
We
takes
just need
the
to know
gold
where
out of
she's
his
at.
pocket. Room number 8. It's
Thank
just
you.
up the hall. Please don't make very much noise. Don't make a scene.
Classic old man noises.
Any more of a scene? And please collect your other associate. He seems to be making a scene at the bar.
No, that doesn't sound like Jalal. He doesn't even turn around to, like, look.
I don't even know what a martini is.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll turn around and I probably gather Jalal. Pull him.
He aggressively like pulls himself up on the bar and takes the glass of milk he was offered anyway.
Sertic will reluctantly slide whatever money across. I don't know.
It's only a single coin, so.
Probably a couple extra for the trouble, maybe, and then
He puts the piece of ice into the milk.
That was all over your face.
It runs
and stuff.
over.
That's
Yeah, it's like on the floor.
Oh no.
That's icky.
He has a little
You
bit
got
left
like
and he
salty
pours it on
milk
his
now.
face.
Gross. You pour milk on your face.
But he looks very satisfied. He's like, oh.
By the time
That
you
is
get
going
back,
to smell
you're
so
gonna be-
terrible.
You're gonna be cottage cheese.
Oh no. Oh.
I'd be pretty
He's
if I could just
become
be cool.
cultured. Goddamn.
No.
You help him up and he
Yeah.
he wraps his arm around your shoulder and hobbles away.
No,
with the
you
glass.
like he's keeping your face away from it. Like milk.
He's trying to lean his
Seriously,
head on your
like
on
you
your
need to
shoulder.
not. No, it will get into my on me, and then it's warm milk is like the grossest substance on the planet, next to like I don't know stomach bile or something. And like he's like
Yeah,
walking you
how
back
far
and forth.
fetched that would be. We are the stinkiest duo in this place.
Yes, yes, you are. All right, so you guys are gonna probably go upstairs and try to find room 8, right?
Yep.
All right, you drag your sunburnt corpses up the stairs
Corpses.
and find the room number 8. It is, of course, the door is closed and probably locked, but you know the weirder things have happened.
Under my breath to Arlen, Jalal will say, "How much do you think a new door would cost?"
Probably less than a big glowy hammer.
I
Go ahead.
punched the door open.
He's nodding like yes, that's legit.
It is room 8, right? Like it says room 8. I'm not gonna go into a honeymoon couple.
Oh
Right.
my god, I hope you do. Some guy who's just Very compromising.
I'm
position.
I'm
She's
so
about
sorry.
roommate and switched the keys with somebody else. She's in room 9.
I'm punching through
Classic.
the wall. I'm the Kool-Aid man. This bitch so hard.
You punch through the door, and you see that she has there's a bag sitting on the bed, and a great many substances have been pulled from the bag, and a small cauldron sits in the middle of the floor that has been boiling. It looks like it was a bunch of like animal parts and different caustic substances and minerals that have been brewed together. It looks like she has completed some kind of ritual here. The door was locked when Jalal struck it, and the key is sitting on the bed as well.
I love that we didn't even check.
Can
That's
Arlen toss
on
his
brand.
partially burnt censer into the cauldron with the
Oh, the sage.
with all the sage in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you need me to roll something for that?
No, you're just tossing
Okay.
a jar into another jar, into a
I
larger.
just want to ruin her. I just want to ruin her potion.
Well, it from what you can see, it's already been used. Most like there is dregs
it's
at the
been
bottom of the
brewed and
cauldron.
it's been
Yeah,
Yeah.
used.
done.
Yeah, yep.
Well, then never mind.
Sir took like pokes at it and says, I think she was making mayonnaise.
Oh God.
It looks like there's more milk in there.
As you guys are poking through the room, you also find a small journal.
Ooh.
It has.
There's a book with scribbles on it. Kind of holds it up absently over his shoulder as he's digging through drawers or whatever.
Oh, my specialty.
Yeah, scribble master in chief here.
It is a list of companies, adventuring companies that she has tried to use to retrieve the hammer, and kind of a list of the strengths and weaknesses each one brought to the challenge and their end. 2 did not even make it to the tomb of Ichaka. They were attacked by red orcs or they were eaten by a sandworm. And
Happens.
and another one got there but was torn apart by the monster and added to its bulk. You guys were her 4th try in this, and she had the last 3 times approached people just like as a hiree, and this time she wanted to get you guys to be her friends first. So she put herself in there with the Araban in your way in order to get you guys to meet her outside of the hammer business.
Did she write about our strengths and weaknesses?
Yes, she did, and she kind of assumed that you guys would be the best party to achieve this, as you have Jalal's intelligence and research skills, or not Jalal's intelligence and research skills. Sorry, Arlen's intelligence.
I was just hoping they would have really bad information. Like, that's
wrong.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Jalal is really smart,
Yeah.
like cleric, and
Yeah.
Arlen's really dumb and punches stuff.
Punches stuff.
Sir
Right.
Doug still
Sir
got that
still
on.
Sir
I mean, you
Sir
can't
Doug's
miss
a
that.
lizard. Yeah.
Sandy's
and
the
his
orc, I'm
lizard
pretty sure,
Surtuk,
that's right,
yes. No, yeah, and then Surtuk's tracking ability to actually get to the tomb and avoid danger, and then Jalal's raw strength to defeat the monster itself, which turned out to be exactly what happened. In addition, she has what she is doing next. She is looking for the only descendant of oh God damn it! God, I can never remember names. Hang on.
Smazgog the Bone Wizard.
No, not Smazgog the Bone Wizard. The guy
The goblin that killed
the goblin hero that killed him.
Oh my god, how do I not remember his name?
Well, how do I not remember his name?
Smazblob the goblin.
No, it wasn't
slayer.
Smazblob. It wasn't Smazblob.
Pretty sure it was Kevin.
Could have been Kevin.
It wasn't Kevin either. I promise it wasn't Kevin.
Krevdin? Maybe it just rhymed with Kevin.
Say Brevin?
Bevan.
Bevan and Kevin.
Must have been.
Dynamic duo that slayed Clagblob.
Knock, knock, knocking on Kevin's door.
This is a great interlude.
Right? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Nux Quick. That's right.
Nesquik.
Right.
That's
Nesquik.
right.
Gotta have my
Yeah.
Nesquik.
Nux Quick the Goblin, the last descendant of Nux Quick the Goblin,
Chocolate milk dust. Got it.
is living somewhere in Harik, the great city that is south of Damthur.
Is that the Goblin City, or is that just a different city?
There are more goblins in the south, but all of the great cities of Misha are multicultural.
pots.
Yeah, giant melting pots. The Jade Lands is a goblin nation, so there are many more goblins in Harik and Karari than.
Because proximity.
Yes, correct.
Gotcha.
She's got to be coming back here. She wouldn't have just left her journal for us to find.
Or she maybe had some sort of magical bits that told her we were coming, and he gestures toward the brewing potion.
Wouldn't
says,
you take the one thing that says where you're going with you, or at least destroy?
Well,
it?
unless you were in like a big hurry, right? Like then you'd sort of like scamper as soon as you notice that maybe they're here or something.
Well,
I'm not
she
sure.
She left her clothes like
Oh,
50 miles
really?
back. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's-
Oh,
there's
right.
stuff in here.
No, I
don't-
remember that.
Back in the desert. Okay, yeah, good point. Maybe she wants us to follow her.
Oh, well, that
Some
sucks.
weird reason. Maybe with some kind of she wants to
Sacrifice.
sacrifice us to
Yeah.
some evil thing.
Rabbit person adjacent. Yeah.
Dibs
Seems
not
to be
it.
the
Just
MO.
saying. I've already had my turn, so one of you two are up.
I mean, you've
for
got the umbrella. You just stuff another thing in there, right?
I mean, if it's required, I guess we'll talk about, moving a new deific entity into my parasol. But
Arlen's gonna upturn everything in this apartment, looking for any further clues or anything to answer the question: is she still coming back here, or did she realize we were coming and disappeared?
yeah, if that's possible.
As he's doing that, he'll look back every now and again, and he'll start to see Jalal slowly making his way toward the bed. And by the last time he looks back, Jalal's asleep in her bed.
So you are going through the stuff when the clerk comes up and goes, "What did you do to the door?"
Opened
fell.
it.
How much the doors run here? How much is the?
Going
price of a
door
door.
right.
Another 50 gold.
Oh well, that's an expensive door.
Yes, very expensive.
Fine carpenters here must be.
Did I
Wood
punch
is
the door off
rare.
its hinges, or did I punch a hole through the door?
Both, yes.
Oh, good.
I like.
It's,
Yes, is a good answer.
50
to
more gold for your mahogany door that we have torn apart,
Very
torn
well.
asunder.
I will allow you to stay in this room because it looks like the previous tenant has vacated.
Well, we wouldn't
Does
want to
it?
stay in a room with no door. That'd be weird.
That is not unsafe. Yeah, it's a security issue.
I'll put up a curtain.
Again.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, that's probably good. Thanks. I like that idea. I'll put
Jalal's
up a
just laying on the bed on his arm, staring at the clerk.
So when was the last time you were confidently aware that she was in this room?
Oh, you're asking the clerk?
If possible, before
Yeah,
they
yeah.
leave. I guess I didn't.
Well, I had not checked. Was not sure she'd even gone in and made herself at home. I have been working the desk for the entire evening.
Man, that sucks. Is there anyone who might, I don't know, is there someone who goes around and cleans up rooms or something like that we could speak to who might have a slightly better picture?
You might want to ask the other rooms next door. They have been
Good call.
rented, but no, the cleaning service does not come through until the weekend.
This is a dirty hotel. He just nods.
He kind of stiffens up and goes, "Sir, we do the best we can."
Do you
I'm
by,
just-
do
I
you by
mean-
chance rent your rooms out by the hour?
He stiffens a little further and goes, "Why? Are you interested?"
No, because it's dirty, and I just figured that would be what you did since you only clean the room.
It's a
once
minimum of
That's-
3 hours, so.
Oh,
Oh my god.
you
This
gotta
is
get your money's worth out of it. I'm sure most of the clients renting by the hour only take about 15 minutes.
Yes, of course.
maybe like cut down on all the ice in the common area and spend a little more on housekeeping.
If you want luxury, you should have gone further into damn Thur. He storms out and goes to try to slam the door, but then like goes and then turns and walks down
Don't
the
let
hall.
I'll get that
hit you on
curtain
the way
set up,
out.
yeah. If you have beads, that'd be really nice.
Oh my god, please have beads.
Uh, so Arlen, you finish turning the room upside down, and you don't
And I sleep on the
find.
ceiling.
Yes, right. You don't find anything further that would tell you whether she knew that you guys were coming or not, but you definitely find a description of the goblin that she's looking for.
Okay.
He is 3 foot tall and has a red birthmark across one side of his face. He is probably about 22, 23, and he works in a bar in Harik.
Oh my god, it's not our goblin, is it?
No, your goblin did not have a red birthmark.
Okay.
Well, I didn't find anything further about where, if she's gone or not. Well, I guess one question before I jump into dialogue.
Uh-huh.
Do I find any other personal effect? Does she have her overnight bag here? What did she leave
no.
everything except for the hammer, or did she?
She it seems like she left everything but the empty cauldron and like the refuse. She may have left this journal behind on accident.
Okay.
Was the journal out in the open, or was it in like a bag?
No, it was actually, let's say, in the it was covered.
Nightstand?
Yeah, it was in the nightstand, or it was maybe on the bed covered by a sheet of a blanket or a pillow as she was moving stuff around, but it was definitely not out in the obvious open. This looks more like kind of like she made a mess in a hotel room and then left. It's like, basically the equivalent of like empty pill bottles around.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, he puts the description of the goblin in the journal and puts it away. Well, it seems we're looking for a goblin in Harik that works at a bar, and he's got a red birthmark on his face. And we are running behind.
Sir, can you get us
So-
like a picture of that drawn?
Sorry, what? Picture of... And he's like-
Of the goblin that we're looking for, like goblin,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And he
red
was-
face or
pull out his
something.
crayons and...
He's about 22 years old. He has high cheekbones.
Got it.
Got a red
Yep.
birthmark on his face.
Mm-hmm.
He's about 3 feet tall.
Okay.
He works at a bar, so I'd have to assume that he's maybe got some bags under his eyes. He's working a lot of late hours,
One of those nice
Got it.
aprons.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hair looks like, but, if we just go with, like, a common goblin
Sure.
hairdo.
Yeah.
Afro.
Got it.
I don't think that's a common goblin hairdo. If it is, I'm not from the area that those goblins
Well, I just want to see a goblin with an afro.
So,
Not helpful, though.
are you guys gonna sleep in this room here?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. All right.
Is there one bed?
Yes, it's a single double bed.
Classic Three Stooges situation, right? Like, we just,
Well,
all have the sock hats on.
Just snuggle down into bed with each. Yeah.
I've already rubbed milk into it, so
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
It's
no.
his. I'm out.
And all snuggled tight together.
That
Arlen
room is-
produces a cloche from inside of his bag. Like rolls it
Gross.
to the side of the bed.
keep
And
that to
grabs the
yourself.
cloche and opens it up, and there is just a fancy, like lobster
Oh, yeah.
dinner covered in butter and garlic. Nope.
It's, I mean,
I'll play.
it's a decent looking salt tack or sand tack, and he's like holding out like one of the hard
Yep.
biscuit rations, like
He
uh?
reaches onto his plate with his hands. and he grabs a piece of asparagus and drops it onto your hardtack biscuit.
While he's doing that,
rolls
appreciate
over.
that. Thank you.
while he's doing that, can I dip my hardtack into his butter while he's done this?
Distracted.
Yes, absolutely.
Which I feel this is a routine we've been pulling since we got
right.
this magic like meal per day thing.
Oh, it's great.
Hey, Arlen, I just wanted to thank you for risking yourself to help me earlier. That's honestly, it's one of the last things I remember, but it meant a lot. Thank you.
Wow, that almost seemed genuine. I would say I would probably have fallen for it if I wasn't, fist deep in this lobster right now.
As much as I want your fisted lobster. Genuinely, thank you. That's I probably wouldn't have made it out of there.
It's my job. It's what we do. We have each other's back.
He says, licking his fingers.
Right. I'm sure
You're
you would
right,
do
you
the
know,
same
yeah,
for
we're
me.
all in this together. Like, one of us prospers, we all prosper, you know. One of us has lobster, we all have
I
lobster,
do have
right?
something for you, actually. And he opens up his herb garden, and he picks a piece of cilantro, and he puts all the leaves on your biscuit.
Oh, he's gonna just nom that up. He's already like mowing through the asparagus in like half a second, probably. He's just.
All right, guys. With that,
felt
we
great.
will take our break. It is 10:30. We will return when these guys wake up after their well-deserved rest in the Bronze Flame Inn and Tavern. Enjoy the break video, and we will be back in about 15 minutes.
Oh, question, DM.
Yes.
Is there a shower here?
No. Time
Fuck.
for break.
So there's a lot of different stuff that people try to get out of role-playing games that when they come to the table. Like, what kind of different types of players are there? And I guess not talking about like the problem player types, but what are the various things that players might aim for when they get around the tabletop?
That's a big, long list of different like niche type players, because it is a role-playing game. It allows you to do anything and everything that the DM will allow. But when you think about it in broader terms, you have players that perhaps they want their character to, have a family, a home. You've got the businessmen players, they want to start a business, they want to make money. They're all about the money and a lavish lifestyle. The glory players that want to see battle and vanquish evil. Espionage, spy game players that they want to be behind the scenes, manipulating the politics of these cities and towns. They want the power without the recognition of it being them.
Or the direct confrontation, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. They just want to pull the strings.
I guess there are going to be different types of these games these players, different games that players are looking for that mesh well together, and others that don't. Like, if you've got somebody who's all about kicking in the door and fighting the evil and saving the day, but the rest of the party is trying to be more subversive and behind the scenes and run more of an espionage intrigue situation, it's going to be really hard to maybe keep both of those kind of differing desires aligned in a way that keeps everybody happy. But there might be ways to do that pretty effectively. Maybe there's enough baggage that's brought up, or they're not effective in their workings of the espionage or whatever, and you can bring conflict because of that, and that'll keep both parties happy. But I think that's something that you can get yourself into trouble with if you're not aware of what the players are like what they really try and focus on when they play D&D. Is it about about living out the life of their character and doing exactly what, you know, they think that their character would do in that situation, given the setting they're in and all that stuff? Or is it, I'm here to save the world and that's what's important, so I've got to, you know, I'm on a mission from God and that's all that matters, everybody else be damned kind of thing. I think if you've got a, if not entirely consistent desire from everybody in your group, it doesn't have to all be exactly the same, but if they're all at least coordinated in such a way that one person doesn't hate the thing that somebody else really enjoys, then you're going to be in a better place, I guess, to have fun at your table.
All of these different types of players and play styles are very much fun and valid if they're done correctly. Basically, you know, when you go to putting these games together, or even on the player side, when you go to join a game, maybe that's a question that you want to ask all the players, is like, what is your character that you're building? What is their goals? What style are you going to be playing as this person? Because if you do find out that, you know, 3 or 4 members of the party, you know, nefarious play styles in mind, and you want to be a holy do-gooder, nothing wrong with that, but you have to know that there will be conflict within the game. There's going to be conflict, possibly even within the player, within the party.
And I think that's like a whole separate, you know, that's an entirely different discussion. Like, you know, are you trying to play a game where you're working with everyone at the table, or are you playing a game where the conflict that you expect to be generated from conflict between the party members, like who respond to situations in individual and different unique ways that don't always mesh with each other very well, and people are going to be working against each other, and, you know, characters are going to be lying to each other or something like that, or totally on the other side where people don't want that at all. Like, I think that that's another one of these kind of overarching play style things that will have a big impact down the line on the kind of overall happiness of your party.
Yeah, and I know this is not really one of those things that I think a lot of people think about before you start playing, but I think it should be more forefront. I think it should be something that people think about just a little bit more before you join a game or before you put together a game, because putting a little bit of effort into making sure that everybody's on the same page, even if you have conflicting play styles, if you're at least on the same page about how to deal with these, because you know these will be a thing, it's not necessarily a bad thing so long as you agree on how to deal with them. So just put a little bit more effort into this before you jump into a game, and your game will go much smoother down the line.
How important is it that your players are creative when it comes to them solving problems and dealing with the conflicts that you're throwing at them?
Personally, in my games, like, I like to have more creative players than not, because a few different things. If you have creative people at your table, the DM has more freedom to do more maybe crazy or creative or critical thinking things in their game. You can put in more puzzles, and you can put in more traps, you can put in more riddles because of these people that think outside of the box. With less creative people, it's going to be more on you. In my games, I have some creative people. When I come up with, I have a plot in mind, and they go to tackle it, and then I start hearing them pop off these theories. Hey, you know what? I bet it's this guy over here who's actually one of these. I'm like, you know what? That's not it, but it is now.
Yeah, it wasn't. That's better than when I came up with. I like that.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah.
The creative players at your table will inadvertently hand you better solutions to your problems than you had originally planned.
And then when they find out they were right, that they called it, 6 sessions ago, when in reality you just said, ooh, I'm gonna write that down 6 sessions ago, and they're gonna feel much more satisfied, especially if they're the kind of player who's trying to kind of unravel and unwind these sorts of complex situations and scenarios or whatever. I think that's a really good strategy, is finding your players who come up with theories that are totally off the wall and may not be, there's a half assumption in there, but it sounds good and you're not carved in stone or leading into whatever else it is that you had already established. Like, let them come up with ideas for you. Steal away. It only helps. You know, they just feel smarter then, and it makes your game better if you come up with something, or you know, somebody proposes an idea and you're like, that actually fits better than, you know, the explanation. If you don't use it just because they came up with it, then it's a lame reason to not improve your story, I guess.
Yeah, use the creativeness of your players. I actually know a couple of DMs that have told me that in their games, when they create these puzzles and these traps for their players, they don't actually create the solution when they create the puzzles.
That is, yeah, absolutely.
They don't make the solution. What they do is they allow their players to find out what it is and to go through it, and they start trying to solve it, and then they're like, you know, the first one that sounds really good, that's it, you know, because they don't want to lock them in there.
You got to let them be successful by thinking outside the box. Otherwise, you're going to make your players not feel like it benefits them, and they're just going to try and do the obvious thing every single time because that's the right answer. And I think that actually cuts both ways against both creative and those players who aren't so much, because the creative players are going to find, like I said, an extra 10 explanations that have nothing to do with the actually important details that you've dropped in, but are fixated on some random extra descriptive sentence you threw in just because you were working for thinking space or something. But they're like, oh man, his cloak's way too purple, he's got to be a noble or something. So now all of a sudden they're doing an entirely different thing than they came into that bar for originally.
Yeah, and that does make a point for that side of it. If you have a table that is slapped full of these hyper creative thinking players, then they're going to likely overanalyze a lot of stuff that you don't really intend for them to. So table full of these people, and you just go to describing the few patrons at the bar, all of a sudden every one of them is like, all right, maybe that guy's the big bad, all right, maybe that guy's an evil wizard that we got to talk to, maybe that, like you probably need some people on the other end of the spectrum to be like, hey guys, maybe they're just here chilling. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Chill out.
Let's just move on, guys.
They haven't even looked at us. Like, it's probably not plot critical. What?
You do have another aspect, maybe a little more a niche type thing, whereas you may have, let's say, a really creative thinking player, but he's playing a not very observational character. So they're not going to use that knowledge. They're not going to apply their critical thinking at your table. Yeah, they're critical thinking, they're creative, but their character is not. So you're not going to get the boon of that.
That's another thing that, yeah, if you've got somebody in there that you're like, oh yeah, they always see this stuff, but they're playing a dunce version of whatever they usually play or something, so that they get to stretch themselves as a role player. You may not get to the benefit of their normal behavior based on the character that they're acting on. That is a really good point.
Exactly.
How do you handle death in the games that you run, and how do you like to see it handled in the games you play in?
Personally, I feel like character death is going to happen because of a lot of things. Poor dice rolls, bad character decisions. The one thing I don't like to see is character deaths because of poor DM planning. That's sort of the one section of a character dying that I'm not okay with. But if it's not a badly planned setup, encounter, or what have you, and the dice just roll, you know, awful for you and great for the opponents, that's something that it just happens. And if you go to making stupid decisions, then by all means, death. That's my idea. Not everybody thinks the same, and that's okay. There are some players and DMs who feel like they want a more narrative storyline, and they don't want characters to die unless it's fitting to the story.
Right. Yeah, there's like some weight to it. And I think that on the other side of that there are DMs that don't want to kill a character that when the player isn't okay with it, essentially. Like if the player hasn't essentially decided that their character is making some sort of, like, you know, ultimate sacrifice for the party, that there needs to be some hand wave which occurs to allow them to not be dead. You know, I played in games where everybody gets one, you know, everybody gets one death that doesn't really count or whatever. If that's the way you want to play, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as everybody knows going in the way their DM's planning on handling death. I, as a DM, sometimes have a reticence to kill characters, even those that I know would be fine with it, because there's that nervousness in me that it is something that I've screwed up in the, like I messed up and, I misbalanced this encounter or whatever. But I think that there's something to be said about if as a DM you're always pulling the punches, that you are kind of taking away, not agency altogether, but by arbitrarily dictating that the threat stops now because it's gone on far enough, that there really wasn't ever a serious threat in the first place. That the party was only ever going to be pushed up until this point, and then you were going to stop. And if the party ever starts to pick up on that, they're not going to, stop. They're not going to worry anymore. They won't be concerned about the threat of death because they know you're going to pull back. So I think it's important that it's a real and present danger, to me anyway. I think there are games that's not the story they're trying to tell. And it's not about that kind of stress within the session necessarily.
If you, as a DM, want to run narrative, it has to make sense in the story and everybody agree death, you're going to have some players that if they end up in that game are going to see, hey, it doesn't really matter what I do. There's not any consequences. And they're going to do one of two things. They're going to go all out, or they're going to care much less about your game.
Which is even worse, honestly.
Yeah.
If they're gonna run around and, okay, yeah, I'm a hero and I know I won't die, so I can, mold this world to my will. They're still playing and they're still probably invested, and that can still be a really fun and entertaining story to tell, as long as they're not horning in on any other player's ability to do these things, so on down the line. But if a player's like, okay, what I do doesn't matter now because we're always gonna survive, and they are checking out as a result of that, that's not good. You don't want a player to disengage because they don't feel like it matters, I guess.
Once again, we go back to everybody on the same page, and that's going to be a recurring thing.
Absolutely.
But as far as players and DMs go, that is one thing that's an upfront thing. Before you join, you need to know session 0, hey, look, how does death work? How do we want it to work? Because if this is a narrative thing where everybody's going to have to be in agreement before a character dies, well, then everybody has to be okay with that, because not everybody likes doing that. And if it's going to be the dice are going to determine your fate kind of game, some players are not okay with that. So everybody needs to know what to expect when it comes to death, because there's no wrong way to do it if everybody's doing it the same way at your table, if that's an expected thing.
Hello, everybody. We are back with Old for Gold. These guys have woken up in the seedy tavern known as the Bronze Flame, in a room they did not rent, but instead broke into and then squatted after paying off the clerk of the said establishment. You guys are cured of your status ailments, as the long resting has made you feel much better about your sunburns and your
Thank God my intelligence
sickness.
can go back up. Man,
Right?
I need that skill.
Oh.
It's such a vital part of
Jalal. When I think of Jalal, I think of smart.
brains over brawn.
Right.
That's
when you guys wake up,
Knowledge is power.
you see that
Right.
someone has put a curtain over your door. It is made of beads.
Bead curtain?
Yes, bead curtain.
Multicolored?
No, it's all just brown beads. Sorry.
It's so boring.
Yeah,
Those
it
brown
is.
beads.
It's a seedy hotel. This is the best they could afford.
They're not anal beads.
I was just gonna say they might not have been brown this time. Yeah, couldn't help it. Sorry, I didn't start that. All right.
I'm gonna put scarred condition back on.
Probably
so
accurate.
yeah, you
I
guys
couldn't
wake up.
help
This room does not smell very nice. You have not taken showers. There's a lot of rotten milk, sweat, and like sandy poop going on in
Jalal
here.
pulls his face
She's
off
house
the pillow.
trained. All
The
right.
pillow comes to Jalal.
Oh
Stuck to
yeah.
his cheek.
Yep.
It's only half because of the milk.
I think it was the milk. I don't.
It could also be the hourly rates and weekly cleaning.
The pillowcase is yellow.
Arlen is already up, sitting in the chair.
I think so.
Holding himself.
Takes his cloche and the other side of it and goes. It's time to get up. Let's get
Ow.
going before we lose the trail.
Can we find like a shower or like a communal bath or
No, we need to
please? I'm covered in milk.
I mean,
That
your
was
own,
your own doing.
That is absolutely your own doing, and I specifically mentioned it was going to smell something
Well,
awful.
you mentioned that after I did it. That's like
Well,
saying you
sure.
shouldn't die. Yeah, that's great.
Well,
I'm
I
already
didn't.
dead.
Okay. Oh, you meant got it. Yeah. No. Right.
What was that last
No.
part? What was that thing you said?
What?
Milk was a bad choice. He shrugs.
Yeah, that's the one.
Jeez.
No, that's also
Oh.
the one.
You're cultured. No.
Yeah,
That
just
was
feel
it.
around in your like neck folds and stuff.
Yeah, there's like a film,
Grainy.
and as you're like rubbing it, it kind of comes away as like kind of like beads of yellow.
Yum yum.
I would like to not be in the heat with this on.
Oh yeah,
So
it's,
how quickly
it's
can
like
you take a bath?
82 in this room right
I
now.
I could take a bath in my full clothes. I just I need water.
That may actually like assist the whole situation.
Well, I could try. Yeah, I'm gonna go find a bath if y'all can get the height lizard ready.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sounds good. He'll thumbs up.
Jalal will run out of the room. And
This is why
further.
I wear as little clothes as possible.
I just don't shower.
Right.
I consider it a part of my musk. I think it's
Jalal-
what is
Jalal's
attractive
head.
about it.
Jalal's head just peeks through the door.
The bead curtain.
The
Right,
bead curtain. My
yes,
fault. Yeah, you see his head
exactly.
through the bead curtain. You say you don't shout? Never mind.
Where are you going?
I'm going to run to the
Join
clerk.
Okay. He is sitting there. He kind of raises an eyebrow and goes, "Do you enjoy your bead curtain?"
Yeah, it's great. Big fan. I need water on my body in a way that a drowning man needs to not have water on his body.
There's a
Or his
public
lungs.
oasis about 2.5 miles south of here.
2.5 miles.
Yes, just outside of Dam Thur.
How do y'all live here?
We go to the oasis on bath day.
You have a day?
Yes, it's a communal oasis, so everyone lines up and
Jalal.
Just watching Eric's face is
Did Arlen hear?
straight.
Did Arlen hear a nude beach? Because that's what it sounds like. Tell
So-
me,
Ireland would be all about it, dude. Oh my god. that's
God.
hilarious.
Old, wrinkly body just
Yep.
smashing up against the sand like a
Mm.
fucking
Beached
it's like
whale.
Play-Doh.
Yeah.
it's no shame Saturday.
Maybe
Alright.
I could get the early bird special.
No.
Oh, this water's cold.
Oh,
Oh.
it's giving me tinglies I haven't felt in 35 years. I
Uh,
remember when Karen was alive.
So he kind of goes, "You do smell quite ripe, though."
Yeah, that's because your fucking little township here decided that you need a communal day to bathe instead of putting in a fucking bathing house.
You understand water is a very precious resource, and we
I
don't have the
own a
luxury
bathhouse.
of getting it piped into. Oh, and I'm sure that it is in the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere.
Well, no.
Is it in the center of a big fancy town with a running plumbing system?
I
that
wouldn't
was
call
built,
it fancy.
Was it built thousands of years ago by an empire that has crumbled since?
Maybe.
This is cute and all, but
Hi.
we're cutting in on bath time. Also, bananas go ripe. This is disgusting.
Thank you for visiting the Bronze Flame. I hope you enjoyed your stay.
It was great. Thank you.
You should really consider cleaning more often than once a week.
If anyone rents that room, they're in for a rude awakening. Literally, because they will not be able to fall asleep in that
It's
bed.
fine. We will just rotate the mattress.
Jalal walks away.
I mean,
I'm
there's
sure there
like
was a spare
5
inch.
days in a week. How many times can you rotate a mattress, right?
5 times, I suppose. They do
But
it
I
here.
mean, it's like
No one's
I
sleeping
don't
on
think
the
it works
side.
anymore. Right on the edges.
Yeah,
guess.
that's not gonna work.
You guys leave the
We're walking,
tavern
yeah.
and walk out to see your Hyatt lizards still tied up outside. They have been eating as there is a
Watered.
small trough. No, they have not been watered.
Oh, they don't need it.
Oh.
Yes, they don't need it quite yet, no. And there is no sources of water on
I
the Great
keep
Way.
forgetting that this
Yep.
fucking pauper town has no water in it.
It's like Waterworld.
Yeah, kind
But
of.
not.
Yeah. But not.
It's like Sand World.
Well, I mean, but water is still a very precious resource in Waterworld.
That's true, yes.
Drinkable water, I guess.
Everything in Waterworld's water. That's why it's called Waterworld.
But it's seawater. That's the issue. Anyway,
If I can
sorry.
drink my own piss, I can drink seawater. Anyway.
That's the fucking opening scene of Waterworld.
All right. Well,
Kevin Costner drinking his own
guys,
urine. Sorry.
Get on your Hyatt lizards. I suppose you're going to head south to the Oasis that's 2.5 miles from here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
That's in the direction we need to head.
Yes,
correct.
correct. Harik is south as well. So you guys, it doesn't take long. It is the evening. You guys slept basically a day and a half, in the room, or like 18 hours, to get, because you arrived in basically the evening and you have slept until the beginning of the next evening. Yeah, so it is dark. It's a pretty pleasant travel, except for the smells. The person that is downwind of the other two is getting the brunt of it right now, and the person up front is feeling pretty good. So you guys are kind of like wrestling for the front position.
We're racing, basically.
Yeah.
Sir took wins.
You guys get to the Oasis. You see that it is a pretty large pond that is surrounded by palm trees and large tropical bushes. There is several torches lit around it, kind of creating a almost tropical paradise kind of feel. There are several people in the pond bathing right now. You can purchase soap at the counter as well as towels or other kind of bathing implements.
Jalal will buy 6 bars of soap for himself.
Okay, they're a 1 bar of soap is basically 5 charges of clean. So you can just like all 5 charges.
Yes, I would like to do that. I'll buy 6, 2 for each, and Jalal is going to run towards the water, jump in fully clothed, and just start rubbing soap all over himself.
The water kind of smells a little bit, but the soap smells nice.
I'll take that.
Sir Tux, he'd probably do the bathing thing as well. I suppose we're here.
When in Rome.
What?
It's a catchphrase.
When in Rome, what?
You just do the thing.
Right. You bathe, I guess, in the cesspool. Is this Rome? He's looking around.
It's supposed to mean like when you're in have the opportunity to do something, then you do it, right? I don't know. I read it in a book
Sure.
that came from Arborea, from this trader on the coast. Anyway, it was. I thought other people used it. I guess not.
I'm not like the best as far as literary references go, so he shrugs and like probably heads toward the water with Sandy to go about the bathing routine.
He looks at Jalal expectantly.
Jalal
Oh.
has a bar of soap nearly in his mouth, like rubbing it around his lips.
No, well,
And he looks at you with the soap in his mouth for a second.
never mind. Arlen gets nude as the day he was born and takes a shower or takes a bath.
All right, yeah.
Sir Tux stands in the shallows with his parasol.
At night.
Oh yeah, it is evening. That's even better. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys scrub yourselves down pretty good.
All right, now we're all fresh and clean. Let's back up and
Dear. Oh my God, please put clothes on.
it's whatever.
What?
You look like sandpaper that's been in the bottom of the drawer for too long.
I've seen raisins that have looked less wrinkled than this.
This is a body of somebody who's wizened and has been through a lot in his life.
Looks like a body of someone who is sun dried.
There's a lot. There's a lot for me to be proud of. All right. Now, if you're going to
Jalal's looking at
belittle
him
me
like
on
this.
something as silly as the look of my body, then
I'm not here to belittle you. I'm just saying I would love more than most things on this planet, or in this plane rather, for you to put pants on.
just don't look. He
It's like-
wraps a towel around himself as he dries off. And
It's like a Hyatt lizard wreck. I can't look away.
That's cool. Well done. Yeah, you know, you're going by and you can't help it, you know, just like slow down and make sure, like, see what's going on. And he's kind of like trying to.
It's like a beacon. It's like those orcs that were shining lights at us. I can't not see it.
well,
Anyway,
I'm glad I've left a lasting impression on you.
this will be. It feels as if it has been like etched on my retinas. He's just kind of nodding and like
If I can
puts
do
the
anything, that
parasol
will-
in between him and.
of all the lessons I have tried to bestow upon you, this is the one thing you'll remember from me.
It's
Is
true.
that time I was naked at the Oasis?
Yep.
Yes, most likely.
That is
It's definitely
unfortunate.
sticking more than the letters.
Jalal's like toweling himself off, and he walks up to Sir. How much do you think a therapist is? Just ballpark. Tell me honestly. Be reasonable.
Like, you know, legitimate or otherwise.
I don't care. Anyone who might.
I only charge a gold piece an hour.
You do that?
He nods.
All right. So it all started like early in my life. with
As
my
we go
parents.
about our travels. Answer just nods vacantly, probably the whole time he's talking.
On the Hyatt lizard, Jalal's laying back like in a therapist chair. Yeah, so that's about the time when I
Sir
lost my first dog.
Doodling with crayons.
You guys pass through the Damthur domain, passing by the great city of Damthur. Too far away to actually see it, as it's in like a crevice along the side of a cliff, as I described when you were there. But enough to see that the magical lights coming from it are still like dancing along the sky, so that it makes kind of a glow along the west. As you pass, you travel all the way through, making great time along the highway, as there are no dangers here and it's well patrolled, and you're on Hyatt lizards. You make it all the way through the Damthur domain and a great way down the Tinjan Road, which is the main road between Damthur, Harik, and Kariri. You make it quite a ways. The Great Way actually ends from the constant road, and you have to go back down onto the desert once you get through the Damthur domain. The Great Way is now mostly ruin along this path, though there are some places that the road goes back up onto to travel maybe a mile or two before dropping again. You guys make good time, though the sun rises, and you are forced to make camp along the Tinjan Road.
Wish
About
Sir
where
could
on
write,
the
he would
map
have made
would
an
we ping
under
it?
construction sign. Also, yes, where on the map? Please.
Here, I'll put the marker down here. Right here. You'll be able to make it to Harik about the middle of the night the next night.
Are we able to find a chunk of highway that is built to camp on?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, there are also taverns still dotted along the road that you could stop
Oh.
at if you wanted to.
Well, we might as well.
Right. When in tavern,
When-
do as the tavern do.
When
Alright.
when in Rome.
They
gonna say
are
it, but I'm glad
spaced.
More than just my dick has impressed itself on.
Don't you
I
to
don't
keep
like-
your dick to yourself. Please don't
Jalal,
press it
Jalal
on me.
passes another gold coin over to Sir. So then his dick was out, and well, I just
You guys make it through the Damthur domain. Or sorry, you guys have made. Sorry, after you guys made it through the through domain, the taverns begin to be separated by miles. So when the sun begins to rise, the only tavern that you can realistically make it to is called Scratches.
Was that the name?
I'm
of the
sure
goblin?
that's fine.
It was the name of the goblin.
No way.
His name was
it?
Scratch.
That's what I thought.
Really? I should start, like,
Scratch is
we
pretty
should keep
common.
better employment records.
I mean, I don't think we were actually looking for anyone
I
qualified.
mean, I did, but I just drew a goblin on a page, and that's not super great as far as filing or accounting is concerned. He holds up like an old drawing, like page, and it's got like stick figure drawings of
It's on one of
employees.
the.
Yeah.
It's on a page from one of Arlen's books.
That's hilarious. He's just been using paper from there this whole time. Holy shit!
Because where would you
Sir,
get
I'm
it?
gonna
That's
ask you this
the
question, and
only
I'm going to
place.
I'm going to ask it as
What?
calmly as I can.
Sure, yeah.
Where did you get that paper?
Oh, well, so it felt like some of the books were extra thick, right? Like more than necessary. So I sort of like helped out a bit
So
by
I
like,
was really hoping that was not going to be your answer.
oh, well, okay. So I like, made sure I jumped around randomly. So it wasn't like you lost a big bunch anywhere. And,
Right. Here, let's see. He goes over to you and
I stayed away from those really nice clean pages at the beginning and end too. I didn't want to
He-
mess with those.
he opens his cloche and dumps the meal into your quiver. I just needed a container to put my food in, and this just seemed like there was so much space in there. I hope it doesn't get anything all messy and gross.
It was
Uh,
like a steak.
yeah.
Oh, hold on. And he grabs a handful of sand and puts in with it. Maybe that will keep it in there so it doesn't come out falling out or anything.
You guys are standing in front of this tavern too. It is slightly sinking in the sand, and kind of leaning to one side. As you guys open the door, the entire building shifts slightly towards you guys.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's like a very good sign when
I feel
the
like-
building shifts in the sand.
Structural integrity might not exist here. There might.
It's like a sinkhole. How common is that around here? I feel like I would know that actually. Hey,
Look on
Deanna.
that page.
very, very common, actually. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No biggie. It's probably too big for the slushy bit underneath the building. It just gets it all slushy. And he heads in.
The interior is a bar with just benches. There are no tables. There is a very tall, very thin orc behind the bar. He is sleeping. When you walked in, he wakes up. Hello.
Sorry for shifting the bar.
Oh, that's no problem. I've been meaning to get that fixed for a while now. Oh,
Well, that's good.
what can I do for you?
It's inspires confidence.
You,
For a place to stay, and he kind
yeah.
of looks around the room.
Yep. Just a single coin per bench.
Oh, like that's the
You think we could buy all the benches and make a room out of them?
like a super bench.
Yeah, like just
Oh,
like
you mean
benches.
like walls.
No, just one bench per customer. I gotta keep up with demand.
You have rules
Right.
against the super bench.
Is
So much
anyone-
land here.
Yeah, I'm
anyone
looking
else
around.
in here?
Uh-huh.
You got blankets? I don't want your blankets. Never mind. I'm sorry.
We just
Right.
begged.
He was going
Oh,
to the
yesterday.
counter and be like, "Oh, all right, yeah."
So it's gonna kind of curl up on a bench here, I think, after
All right.
flipping him a coin. And then he's gonna dump his quiver out at sandy basically, and just like leave that on the ground.
She happily eats the sand-covered steak. Oh my goodness, she loves it.
Can we also have can we have a round of your strongest alcohol, please?
Oh, we only got the one alcohol.
That makes it easy to decide which one's
All right.
strongest then, huh?
Right.
I-
Thumbs up.
I guess that one.
All right, this
I'll
is my.
take one too. I'm probably gonna need one to be able to sleep on a bench.
Yeah.
I pours you
Sertuk
guys
is loudly snoring.
2 glasses of a red frothy liquid.
What is this like? Is this like a cider?
No, this is blood mead.
Oh,
It's Hyatt lizard blood that's been fermented.
oh. That
You
sounds.
bottoms up, and he holds it up for a cheers.
He looks at it and just like ponders his life choices for a minute.
He clinks your cup as you're looking at it. And takes a swig.
Looks back
You
at the
see
bartender.
that a chip comes off the glass as you clink them
He
together.
he spits the chip out after he's done.
He looks up. Are there a lot of like bloodborne illnesses in this?
No,
area
no,
of
the
desert?
alcohol kills them.
Oh, that's.
That's
well,
just science. I don't know. I don't know what you can say.
Yeah, right.
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
It tastes like fizzy gravy.
I don't like this. I don't like it. There's a reason why I don't drink.
Jalal
One
quickly
of them.
takes out his X bottle and takes a swig of that as a chaser.
It
He'll offer
tastes
some of it.
so much better.
He'll
He
offer
nods
it to
very uncomfortably. I think his face is churning a bit as, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need to sleep that experience off.
Hyatt lizard blood tastes like gravy.
Well, he does put some.
Okay, it's
spices
mead, I suppose. You're
and
right. Yeah, no,
flavoring in
okay.
there. Yeah.
Flavoring, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like a
not
Bloody
just-
Mary, but with blood.
It's like actual blood.
And Mary, you know.
It's a
parts of-
merry cup of blood.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So you guys sleep on the benches.
So
It's
glad
an
I sleep
awful
tonight.
night. It's an awful night. The benches are hard, and the guy lives behind the bar, so you hear him like snoring on a cot behind
Not
the
over
bar.
Sertuk.
Are Cert and
Oh, no.
Yeah.
are Cert and I qualified to enjoy our night sleeping here? Because we've likely slept
Yes.
on
Oh,
farming.
I was gonna
absolutely.
say,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that Sertuk probably slept like propped up against the wall last night anyway, because it was the only place he felt like he might not end up with bed bugs.
Yeah, here like, you can trust benches. You can tell there's
They're
nothing living
yeah,
on the bench.
hard
you know?
surfaces
Yeah.
usually good.
I think Arlen has a hard time sleeping,
Okay.
and everybody else has fallen asleep.
Ancient.
So once Jalal has fallen asleep, he fishes out his triple X alcohol bottle
Okay.
and just starts taking shots
Cool.
until he
Cool.
passes out on the floor.
Oh
All right.
no!
Yeah. Roll me a d6.
Oh, the floor is so much worse than a bench.
Yeah.
Benches are probably not
it's
clean.
Sticky.
Well, it is what it is.
It's
I bet they
sticky.
clean
Like the
here more
three.
often than that room, though.
You rolled a 3.
Yeah.
But nice.
Uh,
Oh wait.
that is okay. So you're sick. Yes.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yep. So you wake up
Does
and
indeed.
you're just.
Is it,
He rushes outside and pukes in the sand.
The Hyatt lizard eats it.
and Sandy.
And
Sandy and the Hyatt
Sandy and Iron
fight.
Lizard fight over it a little bit. Sertuk, you wake up to the sound of Sandy fighting with the Hyatt Lizard over. puke.
Sandy, stop. Just like half awake.
Like
I
that
know
Sandy
that's-
just screeches.
Just starts snapping without really opening his eyes, and then probably.
It's that gif of the mom in the car with the kid, and she turns around. She's like, "Why can't you just be normal?" And he just screams at her.
Sertuk, you see that? Arlen, you have a piece of like food stuck to your cheek, and your face is sticky from sleeping on the floor or from passing out on the floor. The bartender doesn't wake up as you guys leave, and your Hyatt lizards are outside.
Your face is just as messed up as like before we bathed, and I'm not in a hurry to see you naked again. Is there a way to clean you without like bathing
Not-
you?
I'm not sure why you're yelling at me right now. It's so bright. What the
Night.
Right.
Yeah, it's evening.
The sun is mostly down. He
Did that
points.
Hyatt lizard blood cocktail really mess you up that bad?
I haven't.
You
I
guys
have a
drank Hyatt
terrible-
lizard blood.
Well,
I-
it sounds worse than it was. It was the drink of the night, day, all time. It was the only drink.
I have to come clean about something.
Is it your face?
You should come
Points.
clean.
It's all sticky.
I may have drank a good deal of your triple X goblin alcohol
He'll
last night.
look scaredly around and like fish for it in his bag.
You
He's,
don't
like,
find
throwing
it.
shit
It's
out.
under a table where Arlen passed out.
I'll run back in.
You grab it.
Oh yeah, if we
Yep.
The building shifts as he's like
Yeah.
slides
Awesome.
to a stop and grabs it and runs out again. You drank like 25% of it.
Mm,
Is that a lot?
That's a lot. That's more than not a lot. That's much.
yeah,
Got it.
You know, I'm feeling it too.
Well, serves you right for stealing from the poor.
We should have stopped at the last fucking inn, but we had to keep going.
Well, I thought it'd be better. I saw
To
on the
sleep
map
on a
it said
fucking
scratches.
bench?
Well,
I can't sleep
that's-
on a bench.
I mean, what kind of place do you think Scratches is going to be? You think it's going to be a high-end, high-rise hotel?
Well, there wasn't any sign saying scratches. 2 exits ahead.
Well, if
was
you would have
last
turned on the right
last
exit,
in
saying-
before scratches or whatever.
We passed by the Silver Lining, and it seemed like a pretty decent place, but we thought, oh, we can get another 10 miles out of this trip today.
Right.
So we took the trip.
well, we
And
could have
we
stopped at
ended
the
up at
Bilton like
Scratches-
3 hours into our trip. You said
Bench
no.
and breakfast. And headaches and puking and food
Well,
stuck to
that
my
kinda-
face.
Well, that came from a certain lack of
Youth.
what would you call that? Wherewithal.
Yeah, or like, not sleeping on the floor.
When in
He
Rome,
points.
steal from your friend.
I tried to sleep on the bench. The bench wasn't doing me very well.
Fair
Yeah.
And then
enough.
by the time that I was in the right mindset to sleep, I was on the floor and it was just too far up.
Drinking this
Mhm.
much, you probably fucking floated off the bench.
It's that, you gotta. It's a balance, You can't get so drunk that you sleep on. Yeah, it's how you,
It's been a long
old
time since I have drank.
debacle.
Would Jalal know any herbal remedies for a hangover?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Whether or
used
not
to
they're
have tea.
effective.
Uh-huh.
You should drink some tea.
You-
Jalal
right.
would never say that.
Didn't you have some like woody, weird tasting plant stuff that you gave me? Will that like help? He points at your bag. He'd probably have some idea what herbs are, but I'm not
Right.
sure that's his
Oh.
MO for.
Well, yeah, if you mix a bit of that sage you pulled out to fight the ghosts, and you put it in a little cup of water, and you take some sand and you sprinkle it around the cup, not in it, kind of like a margarita, that should, in theory, fix your hangover. Also, you want to thumb the roof of your mouth, and you want to close your eyes. And
I
that
heard if you
should-
take a dagger and put it to your temple while you're doing it, it helps
While,
as well.
while they're giving me these wonderful techniques, I'm gonna use a use of my whatever the heck it's called.
Fancy pants.
your tiny herb garden.
Bojangles.
A Bandier's extra dimensional garden,
Got
and
it.
pull out like 2 different herbs and fold them over each other and place them under his tongue.
Okay. It doesn't help with your sickness, but it helps with your hangover a little bit.
Yeah, I don't care about the sickness. I'll take
He's
that.
down with the sickness.
I'm down. I am super down with the sickness.
All right.
Right.
Well,
Fucking
you
get
guys
up
Hit
to
the
that
road
fucking
here.
sickness.
Or
don't have
Yeah.
long to travel. Only another 100 miles, which you could make today along the road with the Hyatt lizards.
book it.
You guys get here, yeah, like on roads, high lizards can travel 20, 30 miles an hour. You guys get to Harik. It is in a large valley overshadowed by the Harik Ridge, the largest mountains in the southern Mishan Desert, which are, it's not even a mountain, it's more of a large, like, ridge back of a dragon, of a stone dragon that has been it looks like it's like asleep in the desert, though it is not a dragon, just a very large stone formation. Harik is near the end of it, curled around where the tail would be. And you guys approach the large stone walls of Harik. It is open. There are people going to and from, normal trading business. It is the palace is in the center, rising up like a giant globe that is lit through magical means. And the city is very lively and colorful right now.
So do we? And he holds out, another page with like a stick figure goblin with a red dot on his face. Do we know where we should start showing around this artist rendition? I'll try to be as close to possible as the description you gave.
How does it look?
Oh, it's like a circle for a head with big triangles coming off the ears and like, a
Really well
smudgy
shaded.
red. No.
Sir Took, I
What?
don't know why we entrust you with the job of doing the drawing.
Sure. I mean, well,
I
it's
told you
quite good.
high cheekbones, and you've given him a basketball for a head.
Well, I mean, okay, I took a little bit of artistic liberty, I suppose. He's looking at the, like straight green lines for the
upside
body
down.
and hand. Yeah.
That's the exact opposite of the point.
Well, okay. I guess, sorry you were not satisfied with my artistic services. I will endeavor to, improve them in the future. And he takes out yet like another page of old
A
book.
rare old
And yeah,
book.
exactly. Starts
There's like
working
gold
on a
inlining
new.
on the pages.
Yeah.
I
Starts-
wasted an entire night's dinner trying to teach you a lesson that clearly you have
What?
not learned.
Oh, salt steak is Sandy's favorite. Or sand steak is Sandy's favorite. Why salt? Why? I don't know.
Sand snake.
Stupid
is
words,
Salty's
that's what
favorite.
forbidden.
Sand salt
I can't
snake.
do words. Not
That's
my
okay.
number forte.
That's a tongue twister.
Stan's Lake. Sandy's favorite.
All right, so how are you guys going to go about
funny?
doing that?
I don't know. I don't get it.
You are
Sorry.
overlooking the town of Harik.
Are there guards at the gate?
Yes, but the gate is open. They're just watching people go in and out.
Sertuk's going to go up to them. You think this isn't a very good drawing, but we'll see. And he's going to walk up to the first guard he sees and, hold the drawing out up to him and say, have you seen this goblin?
Oh, yeah. I think I have. Is that supposed to be like a birthmark?
Yeah, it's like a red bit on his face, I understand.
He's got high cheekbones.
That's another thing. He points off at Jalal.
Screaming from like 10 feet away.
Right? It's just, yeah.
Well, I think that's Bit. He kind of looks over at the other guard. Do you think that's Bit? Oh yeah, it's the only goblin I know with a birthmark. Yeah, that's Bit. He works in the Alcade.
Okay. The wait, what?
The
Sorry, say that again.
It's the Alcade. It's a very fancy bar in town.
Okay.
Fancy. Bar.
Yeah. That's at least one of my friend's favorite things. I will be.
Well, they don't let just anybody in, unfortunately. You got to be of high society.
He very deliberately takes out his parasol and extends it and says, well, I happen to be an owner of a very successful business. And he kind of just turns around and walks off all haughtily, I think.
With your like, shirtless and with
Yeah,
these roughed up
exactly. Just
pants.
wearing
Yeah.
pants, basically, and bow on his back. And I think the remnants of a bonnet still present in this general vicinity.
It's become like a headband.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably running out of bonnet on it.
stick. Yeah.
Would
But-
Jalal have his clothes from when he was at home?
Yes, sure.
Were you naked this whole time?
No. I would think Jalal would have his traveling clothes with his armor, and then the clothes he wore at home.
Right.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
figure we would all bring that if we intended to. I don't know. Maybe we wouldn't have.
Same attire. I don't
Yeah,
know why you
Surtuk doesn't
guys
have it.
don't.
Yeah, he's got the
Utilitarian.
pants and-
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They're my Hulk pants.
They are made of potato sack, but they do the work.
But
Exactly.
I'll allow you, Arlen, to also have the same kind of get up where you have a
I'd like to have kind of like a decently, not fancy, but at least like something that screams I'm the head honcho of a church.
right. Sure, absolutely. Yeah.
My
I
vest.
mean,
mean, you-
Surtuk has like an old ratty bow tie. That's the only formal attire that he
It's,
possesses.
it's in his back pocket, like formal. Yes.
Oh, this is a fancy place. Go ahead.
It's got gum on it to stick onto his chest.
That's a clip on his gold.
A business owner, a
Shirt.
priest, and a shirtless dude with a parasol walking into a bar.
That's the name of the session.
Oh yes,
Solid.
yes.
A little long. I
But
like
yeah, Jalal will change into his formal attire that he wore when he was
Okay.
at home.
Where do you do that?
I will do that outside of the gates,
Okay.
behind the Hyatt Lizard.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, y'all.
That's funny.
Don't come around here. Hold on just a second. And you hear him ruffling through his bag. You see a few clothes like thrown over the back of the Hyatt Lizard. You see. some
Careful not
hands.
to get sand in your underwear.
Yeah, I'm trying. You hear sand being poured out of what you can assume is a boot. And as he walks back around, you see him better than he's ever looked.
In like 2 seconds too, because that's comedy.
Arlen, are you changing too, or are you staying in travel clothes?
Yeah, he takes his vestments off, and there's like a night suit underneath, essentially, like kind of just like a little gown thing.
You see
Just
his
tear
really
away
cool,
to a
like,
tuxedo. Like
He shakes him, and then he flips it inside out and puts it on.
solid, reversible. You
I
get
was
twice as
wondering-
many days out of
I
those.
was wondering why the tag was always exposed when we were traveling.
That's
I
genius.
kept trying to like tuck it in, but it wouldn't
I-
stay.
Every night I would try to pull it off, but I didn't want to like tear the thing.
It says, under penalty of law or something. It's like
Right.
those mattress ones.
Those were all gone at the last end too. It was weird.
So you
Weird.
guys
Surtuk
successfully.
dons his bow tie.
Yes. And now you're in the city of Harik. The Alcade is near the center of town, along the great square of the city.
Along the what? Sorry.
Inside the great square of the city.
Gotcha. I think we would probably make our way in that direction.
All right.
Um,
Looking fly, as the children say these days.
I
That
think
is what the
that's- yeah.
the kind folk say.
The kinderlings.
The kinderlings, boys,
Yes.
lads.
So you guys arrive at the Alcade. There is a bouncer at the front. It is very busy. There's a lot of people outside, and there's a long line. He is only letting a few people in at a time.
Oh, guys. I think, yes, we know at the end of this, he kind of like elbows Jalal.
Sir, did you hear that they're handing out free wine down at the square? It's unbelievable. They're handing out barrels of free wine. It's like
fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that there is like, well, is it like, do they have like spiced wine or is
oh,
it
they
like...
don't only have spiced wine, sir. They of course have spiced wine, a little bit of a different flavored spiced wine. They have at least 3 white wines and at 1 Chianti.
Man,
They have
that's like
cider.
a shanty.
I'm quite privy to ciders.
Yeah, I think they have at least 1 cider. We don't know how much blood's in it, but we don't really
Then what are we
ask
doing
questions.
here? Let's go.
One man comes up and goes, "Excuse me,
What?
How much is this alcohol?"
Well, Jalal seems to be the most informed on the subject. He looks over at you.
Jalal's just looking around. They said hand it out. I don't know. This is just what I heard. It's conjecture at best, but
It's for common people. And he walks back to the line. No one else moves.
I hate common people. They're the worst. Like they're the most common ones I see.
Oh, well, I heard that it was a sale and it's only 1 coin per drink.
I heard it was 1,000 gold coins per drink.
There we go.
And
That
then
might
their
be
guy
true
comes
as
up
well.
and goes,
I
1,000
think they're
gold.
putting yucca fruits inside of the glasses too. Little.
Ooh.
They're commemorative as well.
That sounds like an amazing experience as well as refreshment.
Yes, something to spend my father's inheritance on.
Exactly.
Now that's relatable.
You get a few people to leave.
This is reliable.
This
Sir
has
Chuck
worked.
nods,
This has worked more than
pulls out his parasol again, takes on.
After a little while, you guys make it to the front of the line with the bouncer. He looks you guys up and down and goes, "You're not getting in here."
I'm sorry. Perhaps you were not aware that we are fancy business owners.
Fancy business owners, huh?
That is correct. And he
and
gestures
bathhouse
toward
owners
his,
too.
You got anything to prove that?
I may have left it in my other pants.
It's Old for Gold Enterprises. Have you heard of them?
No.
They found the Eye of Misha. They slayed a god.
The
We.
god's in here, and he points at the parasol.
I've heard of the Misha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
well,
found that
it.
bitch. Oh yeah.
Something out of your
So-
pocket.
Hang on.
You must be rich.
I mean, we do all right, but obviously we have access to a bunch of luxury and stuff like you'd expect with fancy business owners.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you pay me 100 gold, I'll let you inside.
That seems like a lot of gold, but
No,
not
what?
but a trivial amount to such fancy business owners.
That's what I thought.
Well,
Um,
we
Should
wouldn't
be
be
just
doing
pocket
ourselves
change, huh?
justice if we didn't try to save a little bit here.
that's
I
true.
mean,
you don't
could
get
let
to
us
be
in for
fancy business
75.
owners.
You don't get where we're at by spending so frivolous.
Right.
Sure. Give me 75 and I'll let you in.
Oh, hold on. Wait a second.
What? No,
he did
we've
seem
already-
to accept that quite quickly.
Hold on. Have you ever heard of the Elderai family?
No, I haven't.
No. Well, that's interesting. I feel like my father would really like to hear about this situation right now, and I feel as though if he did, I think some things would change around here. I think.
Who is your father?
Oh, you don't even. I don't want to. Just because I like you, I won't tell him you asked me the question, because I feel like that would make him a little bit more upset. But it's fine. It's fine. We can take our business elsewhere, but I hope you can take your business elsewhere too after this is all over.
Listen, man, I
All right,
don't
so
run
here's
the
your
business.
75 gold.
Thank you. You can go inside. Tell your dad I said hi.
I like him. This is walking.
I've never tried that, and it's never worked.
Are you do you actually have a fancy dad?
Yeah, I come from a bit of a rich background. That's how I got. He holds up his arm.
Oh, I figured it was just genetic. Or something.
Inside,
Well.
there is boom, 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 boom music going on, and it is
What?
a large amount of goblins in the center pounding very huge drums. And then they're also blowing what look like long metal kazoos. As the drums are going on. Everyone is dancing around this circle of music. While a bar is wrapped all the way around the outside of the room as well, and serving people who are watching this kind of pit of music go on. There is a lot of colored torches that are set up to drop like different kinds of materials into the flame at different moments to flare different colors in time to the drum beats. The people in here are fancy too. There is silk, there is gold, there are gem earrings, There is this is high society here inside Harik. You guys are kind of swept along by the crowd, and you make it over to the side of the bar as the dancing circle kind of rotates around the room. You can barely hear each other. Yeah, we had to stop early due to technical
I just
issues.
heard you say that.
And yeah, so we are going to end here with them walking into the alcade looking for the goblin named Bits. This has been Irrational Radio's Old for Gold. We will be back again in a week to see how this all plays out. Yeah, tune in then. We also have a stream on Fridays called The Misadventures. And we have another stream on next Tuesday, not this Tuesday, next Tuesday, called The Disastronauts. Both are really awesome. Tune in. We have a website where you can buy some merchandise, as well as a Patreon that you can donate some bucks to us to help make these productions better and more successful. So thank you guys again, and this has been Old for Gold. We will see you in a week for more adventures with Surtuk, Arlen, and Jalal. Have a good night, everybody. Goodbye.
I'm supposed to wave, so I'm waving now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last time I was chastised.